this morning. Today I'm here to tell you that I'm standing with many Iowa Democrats by announcing my support for Senator Barack Obama. The level of enthusiasm for Democratic candidates this year was unlike anything I've ever seen in Iowa politics. In January, we saw 240,000 people turn out for the Iowa caucuses, virtually doubling the turnout from 2004. It's no secret that many of these voters came out in support of Senator Obama. Democrats, independents, and even a few Republicans expressed their commitment to help elect Senator Obama the next president of the United States. I'm standing with Barack Obama today because he is positioned to pick up the majority of the pledged delegates tonight. I've said all along that pledged delegates are the real marker, and today I'm proud to stand with the majority of Iowa Democrats and a nearing majority of national delegates. Barack Obama has not only won a decisive victory at the Iowa caucus, he wanted to increase his margins at the county and district conventions. Iowa is a state that President Bush won by a narrow margin in 2004, and it will be a critical battleground state again this fall. Senator Obama understands the important role that Iowa will play in the fall, and he is committed to campaigning here, and that is why he is returning to Iowa later on today. Barack Obama spent nearly a year campaigning here prior to the caucuses. He built one of the strongest grassroots organizations we've ever seen in the state, and Iowans know and like Barack Obama. John McCain, on the other hand, was barely on the radar during the Iowa caucus. He finished 10th in the Republican straw poll and 4th in their caucus. But he isn't giving up on Iowa. John McCain's run 3 ads here. He was recently here for his first visit since he became the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party, and he proved once again that he's going to stand with the failed Bush-McCain policy in Iraq, and he's supportive of vetoing the Farm Bill, which is very important to Iowa. Barack Obama leads John McCain in every head-to-head poll conducted to date in Iowa. We're coming off the most successful Iowa Democratic Party caucus in our history. The caucuses are a grassroots process steeped in retail politics, not ad buys. Due to the caucuses, the Iowa Democratic Party is more prepared than ever to turn Iowa blue, with 60,000 new Democratic registrants and an 85,000 registration advantage over the Republicans. And we have unprecedented energy and passion for our Democratic candidates. I know Senator Obama understands the importance of the Iowa caucuses, and I'm confident that Senator Obama will remain supportive of Iowa's first in the nation status. Senator Obama is going to help Democrats win up and down the ticket in November. Volunteers are excited to get out and knock on doors to turn Iowa blue and to elect Democrats in every corner of the state. Obama is bringing new people into the political process at historic levels, not just here in Iowa, but nationally. And Barack Obama is going to help build the strong future of the Democratic Party. I do want to thank Governor Culver for his encouragement during this endorsement process. And we should all remember Iowa is where it all began for Senator Obama. I'm pleased to welcome him back to the state later today, and I'm proud to stand with Iowa Democrats by endorsing Senator Barack Obama.
Is it safe to say that the 12th superdelegate that you choose will also have to be an Obama? Is that going to be a requirement for you, the person you pick? They would have to be an Obama supporter?
It's actually voted upon by the state convention, and so it'll really be up to the delegates of the state convention. So, you know, at this point it's unclear. We haven't really even had discussions about that at this point.
But it's your nomination, isn't it? Isn't it the chair's nomination?
It is my nomination. But again, there are a number of folks to talk to, and we just have not had those discussions at this point.
Should Hillary Clinton get out of the race now?
She is certainly entitled to do whatever she wants. I mean, at this point, I don't think she's going to drop out, and I think that's fine. I mean, Iowans like Hillary Clinton. They respect Hillary Clinton. I like her, and I respect her, and it's entirely up to her as to whether or not she drops out.
Isn't it going to hurt the party? I mean, all the fundraising that goes to her would be presumably money that would go towards Senator Obama's general election campaign.
Well, at this point, I think both campaigns generate so much enthusiasm for Democrats. I mean, everywhere they've gone, they've registered so many new folks, and the turnouts have been enormous. And so I think at this point, I don't think it necessarily hurts. I mean, the process has played out very, very well.
Why did you delay your endorsement until now?
any number of reasons. I mean, I think at this point, you know, and the thing that I have always been uncomfortable with the concept of the superdelegate, and it appears that this evening, you know, Senator Obama will have the majority of the pledged delegates, and that's always been an important thing to me. And, you know, quite frankly, I mean, with Senator McCain seeming to spend so much time and resources on Iowa, you know, I want to be able to move the process forward.
One of the things that this longer nomination process has revealed, some would say, is that Obama has a difficulty attracting rural white voters. Is that something that you think is true, or that you think this long process has revealed?
I don't think it was true here. And so, and I think it's just, you know, once we have our nominee, we'll all rally behind him, and I think at that point we'll be able to attract those folks.
Is a majority
decision-making process between Hillary and Obama? Were you just holding your finger up to the wind and saying, well, everybody's going that way, so I'll go this way? Or was it an internal decision? What was it a little both?
It was an internal decision, and you know, I've been monitoring sort of the things that have been going on nationally and watching the delegate numbers. And again, you know, I've been uncomfortable, as I've said publicly, with sort of the role of the quote-unquote superdelegates. And so I think, you know, we're getting to a point where, you know, there's going to be a majority of the pledged delegates that will go to Senator Obama, presumably this evening. And so that was an important process. Certainly the governor's role was important. He's been very supportive of Senator Obama and encouraging that I move that way also.
If you keep looking at the pledged delegate majority as a threshold, is that effectively winning the nomination in your opinion?
I don't believe that's effectively winning the nomination. I mean, the nomination is technically not won until either Senator Clinton drops out or we go to the National Convention and the votes are on the floor. But I think for me personally, having the majority of the pledged national delegates is an important marker.
Do you expect the general election to pretty much, it seems like the McCain message is focusing on the issues on foreign policy and the approach to the war? Is that going to be where this campaign is fought out?
If John McCain wants to talk about the war, we'll talk about the war every day. Because it is clear that he's been entirely wrong and he wants to continue the Bush legacy. And I think that is a great thing for us. It's bad for America, but it's a very good thing for the Democratic Party.
Have you spoken with Senator Obama about this?
I have not. I hope to see him this evening.
Is this the beginning of a victory lap?
I don't think so. I mean, let's face it, Iowa is where the Senator Obama's campaign really sort of took off. And so I think this is merely Senator Obama coming back to a place where he felt a lot of success and was very welcoming. And I think where he and Michelle feel comfortable. And so I think they're just coming back for that. But, you know, I think that campaign has been very clear that you know, they are not taking a victory lap, as you call it.
Does the top of the ticket, in your mind, have a big coattail effect, or do you think no matter who is the nominee, that Democratic momentum is so large that it's acceptable?
I mean, I can only speak about Iowa. I mean, you know, we've got our wonderful Senator Harkin who's up, who is going to be very strong for our Democratic ticket. And I think whoever's, you know, I believe it's going to be Senator Obama, that at the top of the presidential ticket will really be helpful. I mean, again, you look at the registration numbers I mentioned earlier. I mean, there's a lot of enthusiasm for Democratic candidates, and you know, look at the number of Republican retirements in the legislature. I mean, you know, they've got their finger in the wind, and they know where the prevailing winds are.
Do you foresee any problem uniting the party?
No, absolutely not.
Have you talked to Senator Harkin about getting him to come over to the Obama side? Get off the fence?
Senator Harkin has been very clear that he is going to wait until the last of the events, which is June 3rd. And so, as we all know, Senator Harkin has always been his own man. We good?